March 12th, 2020, the day everything changed. One day, I was a college freshman sitting in my dorm room. The next, I was going back to my hometown because of a global pandemic. A year later, millions of lives lost, and cases still rising. I will be talking today about the importance of getting the COVID vaccine. Today, I will be going over the problems of not being vaccinated, the effects that the COVID pandemic has had on the world and the United States, and how getting the COVID vaccine will help stop the spread and the solutions you can take in order to do that. So, starting out, I will be going over the issue of not being vaccinated. So, currently, there is a new strand of the coronavirus, which is called the Delta variant, and it has mutated in unvaccinated people. And according to Yale Medicine's F. Perry Wilson, in unmitigated environments where there's people aren't vaccinated and they aren't wearing masks, an average person will infect 2.5 people. And according to the CDC, by the end of July, the Delta variant was the cause of 80% of new cases in the United States. So, why is this important? Non vaxxed people are more at risk. So, according to the Yale Medicine website in the United States, there's a disproportionate number of unvaccinated people in southern and Appalachian states, including Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Mississippi, Missouri, and West Virginia, where vaccination rates are low. And in some states, the number of cases is on the rise. Number of cases is on the rise, even as some other states are lifting restrictions because their cases are going down. So, the most important thing you can do is to get yourself vaccinated if you're not. So, the effects that um, not being vaccinated has done to the United States. So, according to the COVID case tracker on the CDC website, there has been 35.6 million total cases in the last 30 days and 614,291 deaths in the United States only in the last 30 days. So, leading those cases is California with over 4 million, Texas with over 3 million, and Florida with almost 3 million. So in the whole total COVID pandemic, there has been 4.3 million global deaths. So just to see how that has affected home, um, Governor Pete Ricketts issued the emergency lockdown on March 30th, 2020, and lifted it on June 30th, 2021. Just in our own community, we've had lockdowns, quarantines, the state emergency, loss of business, economic strain, and a big example of that is Omaha not hosting the College World Series because of the pandemic. Even this year with the College World Series, NC State had to go home because they had COVID cases. And that just goes to show even the Olympics right now, well, it just ended, but the Olympics, fans weren't allowed to come, families weren't allowed to come. Athletes had to quarantine before they could even set foot like on the practice fields in the village. With that economic strain as well, people have been affected economically with the stimulus checks and loss of business. A lot of small town or small businesses have been affected. So, seeing all these effects that the COVID pandemic has taken on people, the biggest solution you can do is to get vaccinated. So there's currently three vaccinations: the Johnson and Johnson, the Moderna, and the Pfizer. I personally got the Pfizer, and I have not gotten COVID. And these vaccines have been found to be highly effective to prevent symptomatic disease shown in clinical trials and real-world evidence. So it's important to take these steps because it will protect the vulnerable. My grandma lives in a memory care facility, and a lot of our more susceptible people need to be protected. Our older citizens, people with immune diseases, they need to be protected, and it's important to get vaccinated to protect them and care about other people and your self health as well. As well as getting the vaccination, there's other steps you can do. I know Omaha currently doesn't have a mask mandate, but I feel as though the way things are looking that we will have it in the future. So if there is a mask mandate, wear a mask, social distance if you can, don't go to large gatherings. It's really not worth it. We have to protect other people. So in conclusion, I went over why it's important to get the COVID vaccine, and the problems of not being vaccinated, the effects that the COVID pandemic has had on our society, and how getting vaccinated and taking precautions can end the spread. So, um, with the Delta variant being as rampant as it is, unless you get vaccinated, I wouldn't want to see a repeat of what has happened over the course of the year and the millions of lives lost. So, in order to stop the spread and stop the cycle, it's important to get vaccinated. These are also my cards. This one has a back, but yes.